That's it. I don't want to hear nothing else. I'm the best in the business. I told you. Shakur, Stevenson, Floyd, Schofield, I was getting bad vibes. Well, guess what? The bad vibes just came true. The fight is canceled. Oh my gosh. Ring magazine owned by Turkey. You guys see it. Breaking news. Shakur versus Schofield. The fight is off. Shakur is seeking a replacement fight, right? The Ring has learned that WBC champion Shakur Stevenson is hunting for a late replacement. Floyd Schofield has fallen ill and was pulled from the fight by the British Boxing Board of Control. According to a source, two of the options being considered include Mufasa, whoever this is, Gollum from Lord of the Rings, and Josh Padley. Terrible. Terrible. What did Charles Barkley say? It's terrible. Bro, this is bad news, people. And I didn't know exactly how it was going to play out, but if you follow my channel, y'all going to give me my credit. I told you. I said for the longest, I said I was picking Shakur Stevenson, and he was acting kind of weird. He was acting like he didn't want to be there. And I started getting like gut feelings that something was off with this fight. The content is still up. So I said, you know what? I just feel this is going to be weird. Like there's going to be some form of controversy or just something crazy. So I was like, I'm withdrawing my prediction where I was picking Shakur. And I said, I'm just going to sit back and watch this as a fan. The content is still up, right? And days before the fight, now this comes up. And we find out that Shakur needs a new opponent, and it's some BS. You guys are like, oh, it's the card of the century, ego. Well, one of the fights that I told you, I was like, you know what? I'm looking forward to this fight. At first, I wasn't, but they started promoting it a bit. And I was like, you know what? Whatever. Now, I don't get the fight. Horrible stuff. Oh, my gosh. I try to tell y'all I'm the best in the business, and it's not even close. My accuracy rating is insane at this point. I told you I was getting bad vibes about this fight. I didn't know exactly what it was going to be, but I told you, I literally just did a video the other day, and I was like, my intuition is rarely like way off. Like if I start getting, I'm not psychic, but at times, I don't know. I feel like I have these premonitions, and I told you something felt off about this fight. I couldn't really put a finger on it. I didn't know exactly how it was going to play out, whether it was going to be Shakur or Schofield. But I told you I did not want to predict this fight, and I was just going to sit back and watch it as a fan. Another prediction. When this card was announced in 2024, everybody, they were saying, oh, this is amazing. The best card I've ever seen. All this, over the top stuff, right? So it's a good card. I was looking forward to some of the fights on there, right? And I literally stated I would be shocked if the fight card as revealed is the fight card that we actually see, meaning none of the fights fall off. That's another Boxing Ego prediction and premonition that I publicly put out. And I was like, I would just be surprised. I would be surprised if this goes on as planned, all these fights, because you got to keep in mind, Turkey put on, I don't even know how many fights it is off top of my head, but the last crescendo, and you have almost too many fights, right? They're talking about the fights start at 8:30 my time. You know what I mean? And the main event wouldn't happen until 3 p.m. roughly, right? So you have a lot of people on this card, this was easy for your boy Ego to forecast that out of all them fights, something would go wrong. And now, you know, after all the trash talk, the Schofields said they're ill. Now, something very interesting, the Schofields have taken to social media. They have since deleted the tweet, but there was a tweet from Schofield's account, which I believe is ran by his father, and it says, "They poisoned my son. Is this snack work? Question mark. Shakur massage lady wiped a cream on my son." Listen, I have no idea what this is about, but he's saying Shakur's masseuse gave him a unhappy ending. You know how some of the massage parlors, they give that happy ending. The Schofields are saying that Floyd Schofield got an unhappy ending, right? And they done wiped some type of cream on him, and they're questioning if snack has something to do with it. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. The replacement names for Shakur sound terrible to me. Mufasa and whoever else I just read, those are all horrific. You know, Shakur was supposed to fight Joe Cordina. That I didn't even like that fight, but whatever. That was supposed to be his first fight. Shakur pulls out. And that's the thing is Shakur fans, the Shakurs, they can't really say much too, because Shakur was slated to fight Joe Cordina on the first Better Be of Bevo card, and he pulled out. So, you know, Schofield, it's unfortunate for him. Now he's pulling out. So this was all highly predictable for your boy Ego. I'm really him. I'm really the best. Yeah, so this is bad news. Again, you guys hyped it up, said it was the card of the millennium and all that type of stuff. And now one of the fights that people were looking forward to is now off. And, you know, that was, out of all the fights, that was the fight where at least you had a team who was trash talking Shakur. Shakur is viewed as a top level guy, you know, and this is also bad for Shakur because Tank is fighting in a few weeks and he's going to fight somebody unknown. I distinctly remember. See, the thing is, Boxing Ego is the best in the business, and it's not even close. I don't forget. Shakur said, "I'm the best fighter on this card February 22nd. Now he really is not going to have any, unless they come up with some wild card. But if it's any of the names that they listed, could be his replacement opponent, and you only have a couple of days. So I don't imagine it'll be some phenomenal last minute replacement. But Shakur said, "I'm the best fighter on this card, and I'm going to show it." That's cap now, because without Schofield, who was still in the prospect. That's why I told you I didn't even like this fight. I didn't like this fight from the beginning, and they end up, you know, I was like, whatever, because they're at least promoting it, the Schofields and stuff like that. But it was really Shakur versus a prospect. So now all that, hey, I'm the best fighter on this card, there's no way you could prove that, because you have, if you get one of those replacements that they talking about, you have the worst opponent on this whole card. Worse than Caleb Smith, Buatsi, Zhele Zhang, and Ajit Kabayel, you know, so there's no way Shakur can prove his greatness, which is unfortunate for him. But the DAZN curse strikes again. Shakur, his first fight, he had to pull out with the hand injury, right? His second fight with DAZN and Eddie Hearn and RIYADH season, his opponent had to pull out. So you left Top Rank. This never happened when you were with Top Rank. Let's be clear. When you were with Top Rank, which you badmouthed on the way out, you never had all these collapses. They said you're fighting Artem. They said you're fighting on Thursday versus Edwin De Los Santos. That is who you fought. You team up with Eddie Hearn and Turkey because you think the grass is greener, and they're throwing money at fighters even though they don't deserve it based on their market value, all topics that I've discussed. And now your first two fights with them have been kaput. They've been kaput. One, because of you pulled out. Now because Floyd Schofield pulled out last minute. So this is a major blow to this card because, again, you had people juiced to see this fight. You know, a lot of these other fights aren't like American fights. That was like one of the only fights where you had two Americans. I mean, maybe even the only. I have to look at the card. Caleb Smith, UK. Buatsi, UK. Zhele Zhang, China. Ajit Caballel, he's not American. Better Be of Beevil, not American. So for American fans, even though they were going to have to wake up early for Shakur Stevenson and Floyd Schofield, that's like one of the only fights where you had two Americans that we need to see what happens because Keyshawn just got a belt, Shakur got a belt, Tank got a belt, you know, so we wanted as American fans to see Shakur possibly tested, and, you know, we like American fights as well. You know, some of the other fights are cool. Virgil Ortiz, he's Mexican-American, but he's fighting Israel Madrimov, who's not American. So your one American fight is now canceled. Amazing. Don't ever doubt me again. I told you I had funny feelings about this. I said, I don't know what it is, but my intuition is not bad. And now in come the bull. And then now the Schofield saying they got poisoned by snack. I don't know what's up with that. I don't know Shakur's massage lady. And like, to be honest, I will say this. I'm not trying to condone conspiracy theories or nothing. However, Floyd Schofield looked like he was in great shape. And they showed him in some interviews and like shoulder programming the week of the fight, he did appear to be normal. And then out of nowhere, he just got sick, I guess, to the point where he's not even going to be able to compete. So you really have to be like type sick. You know what I mean? Like to the point where whatever bag you're going to get, you're willing to pull out and say, hey, you know, even though it's a couple days out, I'm not going to be good by then. Because I know fighters personally that have fought sick. So this is a mess. Y'all deal with it. Stop doubting me, though.